Had baby issues.
Oh, man, we good, man. We live. That's how it is.
Are we live now?
We live now?
Oh,
We're live, ladies and gentlemen? We are live. We have
You didn't tell me that.
I ain't even put my.
Let me change my. Hello, people. What's good? I didn't know we were live. My bad.
As y'all see, you see how it's gonna go. Y'all see how it's gonna go
I
today.
didn't
We're gonna have a
know.
good time today.
He's not
Ain't get
telling
no
me we were
countdown or
live.
nothing. That's how we do. We
Jump right
live.
That is horrendous.
I got. Let me. Why y'all do?
Uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how it is, man. Live podcast. That's how it goes.
Congratulations. I absolutely love the studio.
We appreciate you. We appreciate
It
you.
is absolutely nice.
We're gonna give it a few minutes, let everybody get on their devices and log in and do what they do.
We doing this under your name, right?
Yeah, you done my name.
What are we doing on our devices? I'm sorry.
We plugging the show, bro.
Oh, okay.
We should have told Dave to open it up on the open bomb.
some of y'all can see we got some guests in the building.
Yeah, for all those
Hola.
who don't know, it's the brothers from Open Bar. They have a podcast called Open Bar, y'all, and they're on Tuesdays, right? At 9 o'clock.
Tuesday night, 9 o'clock.
Please go on, subscribe, like, share. We're gonna get right into it tonight. We're gonna waste some more time, y'all. Sorry for us being a little late, but as you can see, it's 5 brothers up here, you know, they're doing their thing. We're gonna jump right into it. I want y'all to introduce yourselves. To my right, introduce yourself, brother.
Yeah, I'm Darrell Owens, man. They call me PDO, and I'm the relationship guy, and yeah, you know, yeah, I do all of that for the show. You know,
Glad to have
I'm
you,
the
brother.
conscience.
He's the conscience. I like that. Hey, Bob, you hear that, right? I'm your conscience.
Yeah.
I like that.
We might get to hold you to it. Let's see. All right, next up we have
I'm Ron, aka Hot Ron. I'm more so the how would I say I am on this show?
You're the main host, the
moderator.
lead bartender.
The bartender to the stars, self-proclaimed. And
All right.
I did one Donnie Symphony event.
I made it.
Yeah.
That's what's
I
up,
just
though,
knew
bro.
I was
That's
going
what's
to be
up.
big though, because I met a lot of celebrities that night. We'll go into that later. Anyway, I'm Hot Ron. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. And I guess I am. But I'm Arnold. They say just Arnold.
Just on him.
Yeah.
That's
no,
He's the Republican of the crew.
they. I don't know why they call me Republican. Everybody still think I'm a Republican, but I'm not. I'm a moderate Democrat, I guess.
Moderate Democrat. We'll find out.
Yeah, we see. But I just got Republican ways. They say, and they go crazy.
He was like,
No, but we talk, and I sort of talk some of the politics. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I get into.
It's Nancy today, Arnold. It's my twin brother sometimes.
Yeah,
so-
sometimes, right?
yeah, just in case y'all wondering, they are twins.
Well, we used to be till I got married and gained 100 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
They say married life do that, but it's a good life.
It's a good life.
It's a good life.
And I
So,
got high and gained back.
but you also have a fourth member, right?
Right.
You
I was
shout
gonna
him
say
out?
him. Dave Turn. He goes by what we call him, Big Red or Mean Red.
Yeah. That's
He's
Dave.
the angry guy of the show.
What's up, Mean Red?
And, you
Shout
know,
out
he
to Mean
brings
Red.
great points about life from his point of view, but most people,
Yeah,
can,
he's the realist from the show. You know, he really like
he has no cut.
force everybody to keep it, keep it
Yeah.
real and 100.
He gonna tell
He don't do no political correctness.
You don't. If you say okay, if you're fat, he gonna say you're fat. He's not gonna
Ain't no
sugarcoat it.
sugarcoat.
Hey, we hiring. We might need him. You know?
see if Red could be a guest appearance, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
He one of them people that's gonna tell you the truth. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
That's
most
what's up,
women really get mad at him. Be like, you 400 pounds and you want, he tell you he's mean.
Oh, so he's not on the Kevin Samuels side.
He's worse.
He's worse than that.
He's
He's
worse.
Kevin Samuels.
we covered him last week, and
This
that was
just This just in. We need Dave. Where he at? Where's
Dave
Dave?
is the
Oh,
worst.
by the way, he's
Well, Dave is bi-coastal, of course. So he's in and out of the DC area. When he's here, we normally in studio live.
nice.
But
Sure. Other than that, yeah, he streams in from
Jacksonville, Florida.
from one of
yeah.
his states.
What is the state? So y'all hear it right here, y'all. That's why
We
I
might
say
need to get
tap
him on
in
the. We
with
might
him.
try and get him on the phone before we get out of here.
Yeah, we'll love that. We'll love that. Yeah, man. So we got a great show today, y'all. We want to come. Like I said, we asked our brothers to come up here and join us. They're way more seasoned in the game than we are. but it's a blessing to have them along. Again, send in some questions if y'all have questions that you all want answered while doing podcasts, things like that. But you know what? You guys know how we kind of go, right? So we kind of get into relationship, standpoint. We get into controversy of people who you all don't like. Some people like, So we're gonna kind of jump around.
Same.
But first, I want to ask you guys, how did y'all come up with the name Open Bar?
Well, initially, me and Dave, who's not here, we had a show. We were with another lady, Elle Boogie. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. She's a DC radio personality.
Okay.
And we were like
we was her what they call it, her crew, what they call it, or her open bar crew. We was her clique, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like
It was
back.
her show, but we were there on her show every
Yeah.
Tuesday. We would come do her show.
Okay.
And then one day she was like, you know what, you guys are really good. You need to do your own thing. You're becoming bigger than me.
So she fired us, but she
in the
did
nicest
it
way
in the
possible.
nicest-
Try right up to that.
Like,
And actually, on her shows when we met this pastor,
Okay.
and when we met him, he was a minister, and he's still a minister. Forgive me. Let me rephrase that. But when we met him as a minister. But we could click immediately. Like,
Yeah.
But we thought it was on a spiritual, but it was more. It was brotherhood.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so we met him there. After that, me and Arnold and Dave, I think,
Yeah.
and then this other guy who we don't really
he's still cool.
Cuzzo,
we
yeah.
call him Cuzzo.
Cuzzo, yeah.
We came up with the show. So basically, I am a bartender, not full time, but that's what I do in my part time. Another way. You got to have several
Little hustle.
needs in
Sure.
my hustle. So and I love bartending. Like that's something that I am too. Like I enjoy making drinks. I love to see drunk people fighting. I should have said that. I should.
You should have. You should have.
Yeah.
But at any rate, so I am a bartender, and basically we just throw it. All of us come together. We like to drink, and normally, and I like to make cocktails. So we decide let's have the open bar, and this is something we can discuss open pop culture, whatever's going on, and everything, spirituality, sexuality, and that's when we put this gentleman. He made it more of a professional show.
Well, I started as a guest on the show, so
Okay.
I was coming in like once a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They bring me in once a month, man. So I came in for like 6 months, I guess, like once a month. Just
Right.
But we
And then we
noticed
was
when he came in, he got the most views and most.
Oh, y'all was using my man.
Well, that's when I
In the name of the Lord.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
man.
people one day, because women is most of the people that listen to our show, and pretty much seasoned women, I say. And if I say what 30 and above,
It was a
Oh,
little-
look, he's so political.
Yeah.
Seasoned women.
Yeah,
Like,
say 30 and above.
Here we go. That's what you call political. Huh?
Yeah.
Political, huh?
And so,
Right.
and so what they were doing, they would tune in, especially on his segment when he come in and we talk about love and relationships.
But I can kind of see the voice and everything like that. He got that smooth,
He be
that Donnie Simpson.
Well, we call him the Ron Isley.
Ron Isley.
Ron Isley.
So I heard him say, minister, pastor.
yeah,
Right now,
yeah.
How did you get into
Like the ministry.
your ministry? Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, man, like my dad, my father, and my grandfather were pastors, man, and so I kind of grew up in the church. Of course, like most people, a lot of people in the entertainment industry, a lot of them come out of preachers' homes, you know what I'm saying, like that. So, but my father was a pastor. Grew up in church. Doing music, playing the instruments, stuff like that, writing songs and stuff like that, and then ultimately started ministering and preaching. I actually was going to do R&B music, but it's like being in the church, they was like, you can't do both. You can't play for God and play for. But nowadays, like when I was going, they was like not letting you do both. But nowadays, cats be playing in church on Sunday and still fly out and go play a regular concert.
Right.
But when we was coming up, it was really frowned on. It was like, you got to pick what sides you want. So I just chose to stay in the church because I was like, man, they give me a salary to play the piano every week, teach the choir, stuff like that. So I did that. But I mean, sometimes I look back and be like, man, I should have did that R&B music.
wow.
Yeah. So, but I did that, man. But ultimately, I flourished as a minister, man, and did that for honestly 20 years. And so yeah, this is we going on like what 22, 23 now. But in that journey, man, what I did was I evolved a lot, you know. So I grew, I understood the people I was teaching to. You know, when you're teaching spirituality, you got to not only you can't just try to drag people away from the world per se. You actually got to teach people how to live in the world and not be of the world, right? So in other words, you don't have to be you know, completely anti everything. Like some people's idea of being spiritual or saved was don't go to the movies, don't listen to no secular music, don't do nothing, don't wear no trendy clothes. And so they end up looking real poor and kind of out of touch. And so
Go ahead. I want to ask you
no,
something.
yeah. So you don't have to be spiritual, you don't have to be completely out of touch. So the more I tried to teach people how to walk with God and still be in touch, man, it just took me on my own personal journey. And so that's how my ministry kind of evolved. And I stopped being so kind of you know, straight lace, you could say, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have to be grimy to be in touch with the world, but you don't have to be, you know, completely anti the world to be close to God. So
that's what we all connect. We all are church boys per se. Me and my brother grew up in church and choir and everything. That's how we connect. I could tell you a story the first time that we hung out with him, but when we thought him as a minister, right? And it was kind of hard for us to connect. I mean, to take it to the level.
Listen, don't let them fool you. So basically, we went to a lounge. Basically, when we first hooked up, we just getting to know each other. They knew I was a minister and everything, and they was like, you know, they was trying to respect me. Right. We go to this lounge. First of all, we was in the lounge chilling, you know, everybody getting a drink. So when I get a drink, they just looking at me kind of funny, like, okay.
What's in that, Pastor?
Exactly.
Is that the wine from Sunday?
And then I think I started dancing, man. And so they was like, that's awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I left early.
So uncomfortable.
So we started shutting the lounge down, right? But we ain't really ready to go home.
Okay, this is where it get deep.
We ain't really ready to go home. So we stand in the hallway where everybody dismissing, and one of the other fellas, it might have been Dave, is like, yo, we might as well go to the strip club. And I'm like, yeah, let's go.
I was like, oh,
Right?
no.
He said, this is where I'm doing the goddamn
You can minister at the strip club.
No,
Can't you get the word?
he's like, nah, man, I can't go there with him. He was like, I was killing his high, you know what I'm saying? And look, they were saying, no, we're not gonna go. I'm like, let's go, man. Like, they was like, yo, something wrong with him. But they would not go that night. Though. It was just too much.
They wouldn't even go.
It was too much.
But that would have been a story y'all like.
We eventually got to. We eventually got to.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, fast forward.
And he pre-prayed to them women.
It was a spiritual moment. But what I'm saying is, but we had to grow there. You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting to know each other, man. So now we like best of friends. Like,
Yeah,
you know
absolutely. Yeah.
and we know each other. We got each other best.
I'm in both of their pockets, you know.
So we understand each other. So we know, and then it's definitely it's a brotherhood that we got, and that's what it's about. We just have fun and just come out every.
And the show was the hub of that. You know what I'm saying? Open bar, like I said, I started going from once a month to every week, and then you know what I'm saying, we just really like started trying to just build the show. So yeah.
You know, another thing I found out about podcast, just what me and my brother been doing on every Wednesday at 7:00, it's a commitment. You know, first, you know what I mean, you know, and not just to your followers, your viewers, or whatever, but to yourself. You know, and then to your partner. You know what I mean? You gotta have that you gotta have that open line of communication. Something coming up, I need to know ahead of time. You know, not at 6:59. You know that you're not coming and things like that. So, how long have you guys been doing the podcast?
Like he said, we started with the Boogie Spot. So we started in 2011.
Our actual show. You say about
2009 when we were doing
open bar.
With the
no, the open bar was like 2011.
2012.
Wow, okay,
something like that.
We started out at what?
Y'all senior citizens in the game.
So how did the pandemic affect you all? Because y'all was in the studio.
It was the best time for a podcast ever in our life. I mean, our viewerships
It was like crazy because
Doing,
people had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
right.
So I'm saying, so all they had to do, everybody was stuck in the house. So
We gained so much more haters and lovers.
oh my
It
lord,
was-
it
the
was fun.
best.
It was fun, and we did everything. We did go in the studio sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's
but-
funny because I think when the pandemic happened, we were like in transition anyways because we was like
Yeah,
make,
because I actually
we was
left
trying to
the-
find different studios
right because I left the thing because
for a second.
because of my family.
That was my next question I was gonna ask too.
Nah, yeah. Well, I'm saying because the thing with podcasts, if you really serious about it, you
It does take a commitment.
It take a commitment.
Yeah.
Because what we and we still need to do today, you got to go and promote your podcast. You got to go out to events and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
got to go out and do stuff like it's a lot, and you meet a lot of people in the podcast business too. So, but at one time it was I had to
You took a break.
I had to take a break because
Yeah,
He
yeah.
raising 2 boys, so he need.
Oh, I understand. I got two little ones in my house. My
Yeah.
17-year-old, he's week on, week off, but I got the 2 little ones in my house. So every
Sure.
Wednesday when I leave out, I got a
Yeah.
big to-do list before I even leave.
To make sure it's
And
good,
when I
right?
get back, I got a to-do list when I get back in.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I do understand
yeah,
that.
but
you
then
know.
especially like and you're an entrepreneur too, right?
Yes.
So you're not on like a scheduled time to be to work and all. That's the thing. See, because I work during the day,
Okay.
and then I trying to do this and then other stuff. It'd be hard to spend time with your family. But the thing is, you got to be your family got to love you because I felt like I was incomplete when I wasn't doing the show. You see what I'm saying?
No, I didn't.
Wait. Go into it a little bit. You said you felt like
No, I'm
you
saying
incomplete.
because the brotherhood.
Brotherhood. Yeah,
I
can
wasn't
understand
seeing
what
no
Oh,
you're
you
saying.
mean
more.
incomplete without us? I see.
No, without y'all, without the show. I really don't like you. That. But what I'm saying is, no, it's just because we have fun at the show. We
Do
generally.
we?
Yeah, yeah.
Stop. What I'm saying because we talk, especially we have our pre-production stuff like that. It's like so I was like missing the action for like what a year? Was it a year?
Probably
A
yeah.
year or
So
two?
this is
Yeah.
probably like at least probably the 3rd iteration of the show. Like we had some other cast members. We lost one sadly like a couple months ago, passed away. But we had a couple of versions of the show. Like I guess
Yeah.
like the version before I got
Yeah.
there,
Yeah. And so what happened?
and then some
yeah.
new people. And so yeah,
So actually, I came back during the pandemic.
yes,
That's
Mhm.
when I came back. I came
Yep.
back in the beginning of the pandemic.
We allowed you.
No,
Right.
no, they sort of begged me to come back. They said it's just not the same.
His stock isn't as high.
Yeah.
You know,
I
y'all
mean,
go to sell it.
I mean,
though,
it changed. I think me, Dave, and Ron's about to just do something else.
We were gonna do something else.
Yeah, we was going to do another version of it, but then he came back. But that was cool though because now it's just like,
Y'all can't.
Oh, man.
Y'all begged
This
me
just
to come
it.
back.
begging to come back. That's the story. Okay,
Breaking
my
news.
fault. My fault. Yeah, no. But yeah, of course, man, we want him to come. We used to beg him every week. It's so funny because for the year he was gone, we'd be like, no. First of all,
First of all,
here's how he left. The year he was leaving, we would go out after the show every Tuesday night.
right.
Every Tuesday night we have the show. We drinking, we talking, good show, and then we go hang out afterwards.
So it'd be
Every
like 2,
week
3,
he would
5.
leave and say, I got to go home this week, next week. Next week, he'd be like, next week, man, I got to go home next week.
Nah,
For a whole year.
Next show, we got a letter.
Exactly. He's never coming back.
And this is my brother. I have access to his phone number.
Right.
It was crazy.
It's just funny for a
But I
whole
tell
year.
you,
he was like,
we went through some wild
next
times
week.
though. 'Cause I remember one time we did the show. I'm telling you what really made me leave when we almost got shot.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
On the show?
No,
Not
after
on
the
the
show
show.
because we was on Georgia Avenue. Our show was on Georgia Avenue,
Mhm.
and right after the show we hung out, we talking, and people can hear us because stuff be out. So we had people that would come and
And they would still want to communicate.
want to
with us.
communicate or get mad because they couldn't come in and stuff like that. And so they would come. We was out.
standing
We
outside
was
talking.
standing outside, and it was this nice.
It's like 1 in the
decent-looking
morning.
Girl. Yeah, it was like 1 in the morning. We talking, decent looking girl, and she was coming. And I guess her boyfriend was right behind
But
her. or
all of
something.
us, we could not stop because she had like this walk with everything.
Yeah,
was
like
just moving
wow.
fast. We-
Oh,
And,
it
then,
was-
and she was real friendly too at the
She
point,
was
like
real friendly.
giving you the look, like, "Hey."
Gifted and
we
friendly.
all was like, "Hey, Miss Parker."
Yeah.
And then
And
she
her
was like,
boyfriend didn't like
and
that.
right, and she was asking, "What y'all done?" So we do a little podcast. Oh, I like. And she was just talking. Her boyfriend didn't like that at all because it was a club right next to.
Yeah.
So he came
Were you
out.
there that night? I don't think.
I don't
really-
think you.
I don't
was
think
there.
that was the one I wasn't there, right?
So yeah, we was there, and then so the guy got mad, and then
Came back
Loud
around.
Dave, my boy Dave, he gonna talk trash. You know what I'm saying? And we used to have a couple of dudes that used to come on our show and just sit and chill, and they was kind of like
bodyguards or
like
whatever.
thug type dudes. You know what I'm saying?
But this
And-
particular day, which is us nerds, and,
right. So he's sitting there, and we talking, and the dude came back with a knife, I think, right?
yeah,
And I just bought my car too. Man, he told my car,
so it's called.
Come on, man.
man.
It was hilarious for
Oh,
me
it
because it,
was
wasn't
crazy.
my car, so I thought it was funny.
Oh,
And-
no, man.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I said y'all brothers, man. We've been fighting on the break, man. You laughing at my car.
He was mad.
It
at
was
me.
mad.
He was like,
I was like, come on, man.
I was like, "What you gonna do? Shut up! Shut up!" No, that
Yeah, I
quiet.
just bought that car.
And I was riding.
So it was just
So
coming.
then,
in.
the
That's-
next, a couple of weeks later, that's when he left.
no, it wasn't that. It built up. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
it built up?
But that didn't help. Yeah.
Yeah.
That ain't helping at all.
But
Absolutely.
We good, but we came back.
But now we're blessed to actually own our own studio, sort of like this, the LeBaron.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. We got our own studio called the LeBaron Studios over in Northwest on O Street.
Okay.
So, and it's a podcasting studio. So basically, it's already pre-set up, very nice decor. You know what I'm saying? And you can come in. Different artists come in and basically sit down and do their podcast live.
I'm feeling these comments y'all got, man. Shout out to Jacqueline Patterson.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look
Jackie.
at these.
Oh, what's up, Jackie?
These handsome men. I
Couple
like
that
that.
dropped in
man.
the
She-
works, man. MJ,
Are you, hold on.
Angie.
Oh, she looking at another page. It's crossed. I'm sorry. She, no, I'm just.
Oh,
Kendrick.
see that? But that's what I do. But that's what my brother do.
Yeah, I mean,
He would say little side stuff, and I ain't catch it. I don't catch it. See, I mean,
Hey, Niecy.
he just like my brother, man.
Oh, yeah, he
I-
go,
I
man.
like- I like
He
stars,
stars
man.
some stuff.
That's him.
He stars.
My
some
brother
stuff, man.
almost had a whole. We had 30 of us went on a cruise, right? My brother was
Okay,
probably the
first of all,
only
he was
single.
born.
My brother was probably the only single person on that cruise, right?
I know he was killing it.
No, what he did is he destroyed almost every relationship on that cruise by just starting.
Because they were born, they were like all in love and all that. So
He just
I started
started.
arguments between all. Of
But that's what he do.
It was amazing, but by the
He
end,
said it was
they made up.
amazing.
Yeah,
They
it was
were
like
fighting. It was.
Oh, man, it was great. I think every relationship
because he
was
he
just mad at each
how
other.
Ron got
Oh,
away with the
self he
ladies. Ladies be loving how Ron, you know what I'm saying? So when he be talking to them, he get on their good side. And then when they man say something, he be like, "Oh, you gonna let him talk to you like that?" But excuse me. And so, you know what I'm saying? He hype him up.
It's like I remember once and we was at the captain's dinner one time. Right? We was at the captain's dinner, right? And so this particular couple, right? The guy would try to act like he was balling, right? So he was saying, "I got drinks for everybody," right?
Why do you have to keep telling that?
All right,
story?
so he said we got drinks for
You gotta
everybody.
tell
So
us that.
we like cool. Everybody get the shot and,
And
drink
his dumb wife choked on a duck
on a
bone
duck bone, right? So they had to take her to the hospital.
to the
To the ER. So
And
he,
then
So he
walked
rushing
away
out.
before the bill. I'm
no,
like,
they said, hold up.
what you about
What's
to
up?
do?
What we gonna do about the bill?
Everybody was mad at me. Like they didn't want to say that. Like
And he
then we
was-
got paid. This bill.
But then he said the wrong thing. He said, so the dude, all right, my wife told him. He said, don't worry, we just see if they're charging to the room. Don't worry about it. But everybody- so they mad at each other. I'm just saying, this is how he do, man.
Oh, man. Come on. So, Ron, man, you talking about Dave. I think it's you, man.
No, it's totally Dave.
It's
I'm
totally
the
Dave, huh?
I'm the nicest guy out of all these people. I'm telling you, because they have no, they're mean.
Nah,
Besides Pastor,
I think
PDO.
You know what, Pastor, if you don't mind me asking, are you single?
Yeah. No, not to say that because I mean, you know, what I'm saying? Sometimes that's about being married. You know,
Right,
sometimes.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Oh, you wasn't qualified, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not married. Yeah.
So how do you how do man, how can I say this? How do you deal with the women? Because I know one thing about pastors and ministers, things like that. Y'all got an open line of communication. Your line is open. Pretty much, people can call you,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
talk about problems.
Sure.
How do you stay grounded?
I mean, that's not really hard. I think, man, when you understand the nature of what you're doing, it's like let me give you I guess the analogy of a gynecologist.
Okay, yeah, that'd be a good one. That'd be real good.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Charmaine.
Like how can I say any words I want?
Yes,
to?
you can say
No,
any
No, I don't want
words.
to say too much on that, I guess.
Nah, you do
Be
whatever you
too
wanna
raw,
do, man.
right?
Nah,
Hey, that's
But
what
I'm
we-
just saying, but the
this is what we want.
gynecologist, he like looking at pussy all day.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're a doctor though, you know what I'm saying? So you know that first of all, people coming to you, they're vulnerable and trust you because you're supposed to be a professional. That's why they open to you like that first. Secondly, the majority of them coming to you because it's a problem.
Right.
So when you
Something wrong with the pussy.
exactly. So the thing is,
No, right.
just because you know you the pastor and they come and you open up about their problems or they want to talk to you or they want to get or they may even say that they want to be around you. A lot of times they can be attracted to you. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? But you got to understand, you know, like in the church, they be like sick people come to the hospital, right? It's like
You know
so
their problem.
yeah. So they come trying to get spiritual help, and so sometimes that might get crossed for them, but somebody got to be the professional in it. So, like
Sure hard.
the good part about it is that you know I don't have no trouble talking to women outside of that, but when it's in the ministry piece, I try to just keep it straight because I know, man, it's like a lot of times, man, a lot of people messed up. You know what I'm saying? Or working on something. We all are, right? But some people are not as good at managing it, and so they come to get help. And so, of course, when women are vulnerable like that, you could lean in on that and whatnot. But I think that's kind of like trash, right? It's kind of trash. I mean, like, because it's exactly take advantage.
Take the week up. He take get that week.
But yeah,
That's all right, man. That's all right.
but you're very right though, because I mean, over the years of pastoring, man, lots of women that came to church, man, wanted to like take me to dinner, wanted to kiss me, wanted to just. I couldn't concentrate in service because of your print and your pants and all this. Like that was the regular.
Yeah, said that to you?
Yeah.
You need any junior pass?
They get any assistant pastors that could.
Yeah, you know.
I could take all that extra off.
Jack was saying, oh, okay. She said, wait, is it a question? Oh, she does have a question. I'm sorry. Why do men lie so much these days? Okay, so you are really going in.
I said, do you want to hear the truth?
Yeah, well, you know what? Since we have a panel of gentlemen on our podcast that I highly regard, I'm gonna let y'all.
Well, I would say if he's not lying to you, he don't care.
He don't
about
love you.
If he telling you the truth,
If he straight up with
telling you the truth,
Facts, yo.
if he straight up with you and say,
And say,
look,
okay,
that means he
yeah.
don't care what you do.
He
You
don't
can
care.
walk with you too. So, you know what I'm saying?
but if he lying to you, I mean he care about you.
Come on now.
You should be happy. Now, it's what he lie about. You know what I'm saying? And if he lie about his finances, then that's a problem. But if he lie and tell you you look good in that dress when you don't, he loves you.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Or that you're the girl of his dreams,
Right.
and he loves you.
Yeah, I mean he loves you.
I mean,
Somebody
Andy
said,
says bullshit.
okay, all right. What I'm saying,
she said it's like the moral compass is lost.
I mean,
Oh,
women
okay.
lie too. You sit here act like women.
Yes.
Y'all lie.
So we had to qualify what she means by why do men lie? Like, you mean why do human beings lie?
You're right.
There's a lot of reasons why they lie. You know what I'm
'Cause
saying?
you can't tell me you had an orgasm every time you had sex with a man.
That's your testimony.
I'm just saying. So y'all think?
Oh,
you think
okay.
that your woman,
So-
so you think that you married? You think that your woman had orgasm every time? But don't she act like she did?
She probably did it. Yeah, the stroke of man's
Right,
ego.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm just saying.
She lying.
But not only that, women, she gonna get us started up in here because women need to stop it, man. Like all of y'all got work husbands. And that's a nice way of saying my sis. When dudes be saying it's my sister.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all so comfortable, he could just go in your purse and grab something, or you trust him holding your phone or something. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff women do with their work husband, but they never tell their husband. And a lot of times it's not physical, but it's a very emotional attachment. It's a trusting relationship. And so it's like you would never tell your husband that you that close to another man at work.
Right. So your wife work?
Yeah, she's 100% telework.
Oh, she telling you good with that.
Oh yeah.
So would you allow her to have a work hub?
No.
She probably wouldn't tell you.
She wouldn't tell her.
She's not
Exactly.
gonna tell me
So-
anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
What's
women
funny
just
about
don't.
it is, it's funny you say that, right? Because for 11 years we worked like a couple of feet from each other, you know, as far as buildings and things like that. So we always went to lunch together,
Yeah.
Oh,
things
wow.
like that. So if she did have a work husband,
Mhm.
this nigga broke right now because we were doing we went to lunch every
Oh,
single
he
day.
paid for both of y'all.
He had to. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, I don't think I had to worry about that problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Ain't
no,
problem
but a lot of
with
women,
that,
a lot of
but some
women do.
people
Yeah,
Some people
absolutely.
do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Some people do.
Right.
And like you say, they're not gonna come home and tell you. It's funny. Your woman will come home and tell you the controversy stuff at work.
Yep.
She's not gonna come
She ain't
home
gonna
and
tell you what she
Yes.
did.
what she did.
That
But you're not gonna do that, and your man
But-
not gonna do the
because
same.
because you think she bought her lunch and she never paying for lunch.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? And if she is paying for lunch, she's getting somebody's going to get it for her. Catering to, and then they sit up together eating it in the break room. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she ain't tell you none of that, but she gonna tell you all the other stuff. But it's not all women, but ladies, just understand. People lie or don't even give the whole truth for many different reasons, and it's not always because it's against you. It ain't always against you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to the work husbands out there, and
Yeah, all the work husbands, right?
yeah, and if you are footing that bill, God bless you. And ladies, don't dump him just yet until you get your situation at home,
Right.
because that might be too tight on y'all budget.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So Jackie, we're not shifting from your question. I feel like the question wasn't broad enough. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
again, if you speaking about lie, you just can't speak on the man, because women lie too. Now, like hell.
Yeah.
Now we can all up here be honest and say, yeah, we do lie about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And I think we lie about a lot of things to keep from the hurt and
to protect somebody's feelings. That's a big reason.
Now again, don't get me wrong. We could protect your feelings up front, but when it all hit the fan, sometimes it's worse than telling the truth.
Right.
So I always, and we had a podcast about this before. I feel like it's 6 in one hand, half dozen the other. If I tell you the truth up front, things can blow up or whatever the deal is. Right. If I lie to you and then you feeling good about it, whatever, then you find out about it, it can blow up. So what angle do you really take?
Humans have a bad habit, man, of not really understanding. Like, understanding human behavior is very important, because then you won't just be making an impulsive emotional decision, because there's a real side of a lot of people where they're like, I love the beautiful lie. Like, don't tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, because sometimes a woman or a guy feels like they didn't realize that you are protecting them, that you are, guarding them. You know what I'm saying? Now, people might not feel me saying that on the surface, but there's a lot of songs, there's a lot of R&B songs. I wish I could think of them all right now that talk about, just beautiful lies, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, not to break my heart, not to really tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if your girl, she run into somebody and this dude, he embraces her, right, out the blue sky, like at a public event, and she say, well, yeah, we used to talk and everything, and no, we never did anything, or you know what I'm saying? She gonna play down what the experience was, knowing whole time, you know what I'm saying, she was into him for a second. You know what I'm saying? And she don't want you to feel no kind of a way. And at the same, and as guys, yeah, she's not telling me the whole truth, but that's in a sense kind of a beautiful lie.
Right.
So
she's not trying to ruin what we're doing.
Exactly.
See, I like what Jacqueline said, don't protect me with lies, right? And I kind of feel like at the same time, I don't I want you to put, as a woman, you need to demonstrate to me that you can handle the truth.
Right.
Yep.
Because I don't want to lie.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm be kicking it. I want
to say it to you.
I'm real close to the grave. I'm old.
Right.
So I ain't got time to be, I don't want to spend the rest of my years having a tiptoe and pussyfoot and all that around, this is what it is. Now I'm not going to be like, yeah, you need to, I'm not going to come at you like that. But at the same time, I want to tell the truth.
Yeah, make me confident that's another thing, right? Make me feel comfortable that you emotionally can handle the truth. Right. That's a real thing too.
Right, but another thing, if you communicating and you can't lie, because you're gonna know me like I know you if y'all together, especially
Sure.
Yeah,
but you know what though? Those would be those scenarios when your girl asks you a question, she already know.
Yeah,
she just want to know what you gonna say.
It's like
that connection.
That's another game too. That's kind of a game too. That's kind of deceptive too. Like you already know the answer, but you want to ask me. Why you setting me up to lie to you?
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Read what Jalinda said, Bob.
Oh, it's not a lie if you're not telling someone something. Now, if you're asked about it, that's something different. Okay.
All right.
True. That's a technicality, but yeah.
What Kevin Glover said,
my
he
mother
said,
always said, "Lie by omission is just as well."
Yeah, If you got to lie to me, you don't respect me or yourself.
Okay. Well, that's
That's-
not true.
Is that's a man's perspective?
Yeah, the Kelly.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that's what he's coming.
Yeah, I
from.
mean, yeah. Okay,
Listen,
I'm about
listen,
to
listen,
say-
listen.
but-
What you're seeing right now is people lying right now.
Right.
They're lying right now because when we speak publicly, we always want to sound like we're on this high road. Like, yo, we just gonna tell the truth. Yo, I don't care who you are, yo. If you could save your taxes by saying that you didn't save yourself, $5,000 on your taxes by saying one little thing, you're gonna let your tax man do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna lie.
Yeah.
So the idea that you above lying and that you don't respect yourself because you're telling a lie,
Right.
like if you don't mention something
Right.
and nobody's gonna know if you don't mention it, versus mentioning it and getting yourself fired from your job,
Right.
you're not gonna just mention it.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
It could be a small technicality, but
So I can make a confession. I'm an inveterate liar. I've been lying since I was 3. I lied with the best of them. I lie so
What
good.
Michael Jordan said. Michael Jordan said it may be her intuition. She don't have the evidence.
Well,
Trust
so
me,
she's-
man.
he's-
Women
a
are
woman-
smarter than you think. You
10
can
times.
sit up there and act like they don't know. They know.
yeah, but they
Because
could.
they
But,
asking the question because they know.
well, the thing is, this that's fun. If she asking the question, that's cool. I'm saying, but again, if you got a woman who has demonstrated to you that she's super emotional and you don't believe she can actually handle the truth, I'm not saying that's your right to lie to her. I'm saying that we understand.
Yeah.
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
saying hit the road,
saying-
Jack.
Ooh, what she? Oh, she
No,
on
she
now.
said-
Oh,
she
Pastor
said-
gonna love this.
Hold on, she
Yeah,
said lying.
yeah,
She
she
said lying, but she said lying on your taxes and to your mate is different.
Yeah, right. Okay, whatever. Come on.
Well, I don't know if you know the scripture. In the Bible it say a sin is a sin. You can kill somebody or you can steal their chewing gum.
Right.
It's still a sin.
yeah,
right?
exactly. See, what she's trying to do with sin now is, and what she's trying to do with lying is she
That's
wants
the
to she wants to count it in flavors instead of calories.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like God counts sin in calories, not flavors. So it don't matter whether you got apple pie or you got peaches or cake or candy. The calories is what matter. You know what I'm saying? So that to try to be like lying on your taxes is different from lying to your spouse, man. Again, they're not being honest. You know what I'm saying? They're not being honest, because I don't think there's no man or woman that hasn't like when a woman talk to her husband and he say, look, this our budget and she ain't supposed to go over it.
Right.
And she holding him to the budget. And then he say, when you went to the mall, did you go over the budget? She say no. But actually went over the budget.
Right.
You just lying. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You go to work and you ask him for some money. He said, well, I gave you money. He's like, well, I spent that on this and that. Knowing whole well somebody bought you the thing. You still got the cash. You wanted more cash. This kind of stuff happens, between husbands and wives.
Kevin Glover is a saint, man. He said he don't lie. He don't do no type of lying.
Okay. All right.
But is it
know,
bad
He said I don't
lying?
lie on my taxes. I don't know if he's saying
He just been like,
But
I don't know.
normally, if a woman gonna ask you the truth, she already know the truth. You
A lot of
might as well
times.
just come clean at that
A lot of
point.
times.
A lot of times it is, but a lot of times I feel like Michael
like-
Jordan said, it's her intuition.
Yeah.
Sometimes your intuition can bite you in the tail.
Right.
True.
You know
'Cause
what I'm saying?
again,
'Cause assume.
Because sometimes your intuition got you asking a question, and what if today I just feel like really just telling you the truth?
right.
Yeah.
And now this perfect happy home we had is blown up.
Going up.
But that's when it goes to the point where at this point
Go
it's
with
like
Jack.
I don't care the outcome.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, now because I know everybody's talking about some what you do in the dark will come to light. I don't know. Some things don't
Well,
always
listen,
come to light.
listen. That's
Maybe.
for all of us, though. That's everybody. That ain't
Maybe.
just the person you think is against you. See, people try to throw this stuff out. I'm not talking about the people on there per se, but I'm
Right.
saying people throw this stuff out as if it works one way. What you do in the dark coming to the light too. See, you can't put no karma or no kind of like spell over me, and it don't hit you. You know what I'm saying?
But let me ask you though. So, what's the deal with the saying, "I'm taking this to my grave"? That don't sometimes that don't always come.
And that's
to
the
light.
other thing too. Our parents lie to us all the
I'm
time.
gonna take this to my grave. Like we done some things that I can't tell such and such.
But it's gonna come out. You may be dead, but it's gonna come
It's-
out
And
eventually.
you're right. Your parents do. Yeah,
and-
because my mama definitely lied.
Mom and daddy
She said,
lie
"I'm gonna be
all the
this, I'm gonna
time,
be great."
and they haven't told you that. And no parent really tells their child rarely the story.
What's up, Reed?
A lot of kids don't get to actually get the story. Like, Mom, what was up with this? What was up that? And she don't tell. She takes it to her grave, right? Do you know that literally they said there's a reason why literally they want to save family and civil society? They won't mandate at when a woman gives birth that whatever father she puts on the birth certificate that they mandated they do a blood test right there on the spot. They could do it right every birth. could have a blood test right there. You know why they won't do it? Because there's like 40% of men who are not going to be the father of the child who think they are.
Yeah.
And it would just create
I think it's actually
broken-
33%. Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's close to what you're talking
You
about.
know-
Yeah.
That's still high.
That's real high.
That's high, like women who telling a man, "This is your child." She got him there holding his hand. He feeling like this is my junior, and it's
Well,
not his.
Hey, look.
And he still have to pay child.
That's why
support.
they and that's why they will not mandate that you just take a blood test when there's nothing but blood all in the room. Doctors, we right here. We can just
Yeah.
take the test.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
if you
yeah.
put your name on that birth certificate, you are.
Well, typically, yes. You know, especially after like if it sits on the birth certificate for over like 4 or 5 years, even if you take a test and say it's not yours, the judge could say, almost like a common law husband and
Yeah.
wife,
Yep,
like
that's
you've
your
been
child.
this child believes that you're the father.
Yep.
You've been taking care of the child, so they're gonna hold you
They
to
gonna
it.
hold you
Yes,
responsible. Yeah.
I do that all day. All I
Even if
watch
you get
is
divorced or
Attorney
whatever,
Court.
you gotta still pay child support.
But
for
the
that
crazy
child.
part is that women, this is unspoken about women, that they are sitting up having a baby that's not the man's child,
And they
Which
know
is
it.
a lie.
and they
'Cause
know it's a lie.
Because are they gonna tell you I slept with two more than people than you? They're not gonna tell you that.
No,
You know what I'm
No.
saying?
In the
They
time
just
of
gonna let it.
conception, yeah.
But
But
it's gonna come
and all
out.
we doing is pointing out the fact. Listen, it goes both ways. It ain't just men; it's men and women. It's you know.
And unfortunately, women
Charmaine
We
said
all
that's what
lie.
trauma happened.
women lies get them a little more messed up than a man lie. You know, because they get pregnant. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Hey,
Yes. But I like what Jacqueline was talking about a while ago.
Jackie
She
was
tried to
with
change the
stars, though.
subject. Yeah.
About the monogamy.
Yeah, because that's Pastor real good
Oh,
on that.
she said, "Is monogamy something we think is real today? Do you think we'll ever accept the reality that we enjoy multiple relationships?"
PO can get you on that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Shout out,
get him, PO.
shout out to her.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
get
saying?
him.
Because
that's my homegirl.
yeah, no, shout out to her because
She's
man,
great.
like she's saying something that's really real. Like you know, the truth is that biologically, men nor women are wired to be monogamous. Like, and because women are better at adapting to monogamy than men are, they believe we all are wired to be monogamous. It's supposed to be that way. God wanted that way.
right.
And it's just men up to the SHIT, right? But no, none of us are wired to be monogamous, but women are better at adapting to it.
You're the first person to say that on this show, because we've had these conversations, but nobody's been. Yeah, that's okay.
No, that's real. And so like we enjoy multiple relationships, and whether it's just something new or it's just for inspiration or whatever it is, we're wired to be like that. Think about it. We have an animal, somewhat of an animalistic nature too, right? Animals have sex and keep moving. They don't be trying to bond. There can be bonding. There can be connection, and that can like a dog cannot see its owner for 3 or 4 years and then see him, and they have a big giant reunion because they remember there's a bond there, right? You can bond, but a lot of times, breeding, the sex is not about the bond. The bonding is about the emotional tie relationship, the time spent, investment.
Right.
It ain't about the sex. Like the sex could be, yeah. So yeah, it's real, man.
Multiple relationships or new sex partners.
To my ex out there, you
We
know who
call
you
that-
are.
You know what
We
we
still
say
got a
when we do
connection.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just had to
What we say? We say Pam. No means
Oh, no means no. Oh, yeah.
all over the place with that.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes we have a couple of commenters that be commenting random stuff out of the blue sky.
Yeah.
It's like they just wake up in the middle of a conversation and say, no means no. Like, what? Where you at?
We turn to a date rape girl. You know?
With Jacqueline God in here. What she say? She say, why would God wire us to not desire monogamy, but write about the importance of it in the scripture?
Did he?
That's the thing. Where do you see that in the scriptures? Where do you
Right.
find monogamy in the
Where was
scripture?
that?
Because most of the kings and stuff, they had multiple wives, didn't
Yes.
They're concubines.
Just about everybody had multiple partners, multiple wives
they?
inside
I'm
the
not
Bible.
saying I only
See-
got one wife. I
see-
just want to say
See,
that.
hey,
Yeah, for the record,
Hey,
anyway.
Jackie, no means no.
Yeah,
means
yeah,
no, Jack.
yeah. All the men in the matter of fact, of course, women were the possessions of men in the Bible, and so men had multiple wives as their possessions. They wasn't looked at as a person, or like she had no say so. Like you mine, you do what I say, and that's it. And so that the idea that the Bible teaches monogamy, that's a Western or American Christian interpretation of the Bible. And so I don't want to get into arguing it, but like the idea of one man, one wife and stuff like that, that's just we put all that stuff on it. Like people don't even know Like, I would like to ask the audience to
Oh,
put the
she did
scripture.
hit just something. She said, "Thou should not commit adultery." How would you respond to that?
Yeah, I would tell her to look up the real definition of adultery. See, because adultery is not being married and cheating on your spouse. Adultery is anything that you do that diminishes the quality of something. So adultery is really about messing with kids. We call them pedophiles.
Okay.
That's a better vision of what adultery is. Having sex with animals, raping somebody, date rape. You know, like when a woman says this grimy dude put something in my drink and then he had sex with me. That's adultery.
So we can't go to Mexico
Anytime-
and watch the donkey thing.
It's like it,
Nice, man. Up the left hook right there. Okay,
No,
so
so-
no.
so if you in an art gallery and you mess up a $1 million painting, you adulterated
Yeah.
that painting.
Yeah.
You lost value because what you did to it. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, and I heard the statement that there's plenty of hoes in the Bible. So
Oh my God.
I mean, I've heard that. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Absolutely.
But they were redeemed. You
Ab-
know what I'm saying?
well,
So-
absolutely,
so,
man.
You know,
I want everybody in the audience real quick to just please post in the comment section like the marriage vows. What scripture is the marriage vows in?
It's not.
It's not.
Deuteronomy. No.
Do the right thing. I mean,
Exactly. No, it's not in there. Exactly. So people carry a lot of things that they think are scripturally based that's not in the Bible at all.
Interesting.
It's just add-ons.
So, dearly beloved, um,
Exactly.
You got in here
I
today.
think I'm ready.
Like even real quick, one last one. That is like the term fornication, right? So you know, everybody teaches you the term of fornication, right? They tell you fornication is having sex outside of marriage, right? But it's crazy because Jesus in the New Testament is like the only reason that you have to divorce your wife is fornication. So how can a married woman fornicate if fornication, the definition is having sex outside of marriage?
That went over my head.
It kind of went on my head. Too,
Okay,
but
so think about it. So fornication is having sex outside of marriage, right?
right.
Oh,
You having sex and you're
saying
not
the
married.
man word,
That's how people define
not the man
fornication.
on the word.
Yes, exactly.
Definition.
They define fornication, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Having sex outside of marriage. But when
Right.
Jesus speaks about marriage in the Bible, he gives one reason for a man to divorce his wife. She fornicates. How does she fornicate?
Having sex outside the marriage.
No, not sex outside of the marriage, but sex and not being married.
Oh, okay.
We define fornication as sex
Oh,
and not
wow.
being married.
Dude,
Like if you're not married and you're having sex, you're fornicating. That's what they say.
Yeah, that's right.
They say you're fornicating, right? You're not married, you're having sex.
Right.
You're fornicating.
Right.
So, but Jesus says there's only one reason to divorce your wife. It's fornication.
But
But she's
if
married.
Your wife, she's not fornicating.
How's she fornicating? She must be
So he's
committing.
saying you
Oh,
should
she's
not-
saying even though she had sex with somebody that wasn't you, she was still married, so she wasn't fornicating. Is that what
Well, no, I'm
saying?
saying how can it be? I'm saying that means that the definition of fornication can't be having sex and not being married.
That's adultery.
No.
That's what she's doing.
That's what the wife would be
That's what we're
doing.
doing. Yeah,
That's what they say about that too. But again, that
But
ain't
she's
really
not doing it
accurate
if
either.
she's your wife because she's not
Man,
fornicating.
Okay, so basically we're dealing with these again, a lot of definitions that people throw on stuff and assume it, right? It's common acceptance of these definitions, but when you look closely at regular scriptures that you see, it's not even lining up. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that people don't understand that fornication and adultery are very close to each other, similar. You're talking about raping women, messing with children, messing with animals. You're talking about incest, family members, stuff like this that was defiling. You know what I'm saying? Having sex with a person that you just a able-bodied person, y'all choose to have sex with each other is actually not what the Bible's talking about. That's actually fine.
Okay, and on that, let's segue
yeah.
into the brother's book.
So that's definitely in the book. I break that down in the book.
Okay,
Sure.
what's the title of your book?
It's called Love Reworked.
Love Reworked.
And I go through you reworking. So reworking is about doing something over again and making it better or making it more usable, right? So I talk about reworking love, reworking sex, reworking marriage, you know what I'm saying? Reworking dating, like just giving you new ways to approach See, because what I'm working on a new book now called The Love Affair. So that's going to be the new relationship book. It's called The Love Affair. And what we're going to talk about in
We're
it
gonna
is
make it a movie once the book come out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well then I need a part in it.
Y'all gonna have to play it.
Whoever's reckless, let me play that person.
yeah. Yeah, so the Love Affair is going to explore basically. What I want to say to people in the Love Affair is that there's no going back. Like, we could talk about what 4,000 years of tradition meant and what it did. We're not that group of humans anymore. You know what I'm saying? We ain't built like the cavemen. We ain't built like the old guys in the railroad days. We in a different modern society, right? And so our relationships have to adapt because as human beings, we have evolved. And now you're talking about men switching into women and women becoming men. It's like society has really gone into a place that's never been before. So how you gonna expect to have a healthy relationship trying to date somebody with behavior from 1980?
Yeah.
It's 2023. I'm talking 1980. What they was hoping for in love in 1980 in the movies and whatnot, you trying to still do that in 2030, 2040? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yes. So the idea is that so what I'm saying is that it's not about disregarding or disrespecting the old and the history. You can understand it, that's fine. Just know where you came from, but you have to still understand what you have to do now to have a healthy relationship now. And what does that look like? And I don't think I'll give you a hint. Here's what new modern relationships, healthy, successful relationships in the future are going to be about: being in love, connected, engaged, passionate, vulnerable, all those things, minus ownership and control. See, because right now, relationships are all about ownership and control.
Right.
I own you, you own me. I tell you what you can do, what you can't do, and you tell me what I can do, can't do. And none of us is really down with being controlled or owned by somebody else. I'll leave it alone. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Pastor, where can they find this book?
Okay, so yeah, you can get the book at Amazon.com. This is the old book now, Love Reworked. Yeah, Love Reworked. That's the starter right there, right? So Love, you definitely want to get into Love Reworked first because it's definitely more graceful, and it could be harsh for a traditional Christian, but it's definitely more graceful for a person who really seeking.
Love
right?
or
Love, just Love Reworked. Yep, by Darrell Owens. And so you can get it at Amazon.com. My new website will be up in a couple of weeks too. But the Love Affair is going to be really about modern, progressive, newer relationships, like how to, like I said, be intimate, connected, engaged with somebody without owning them and controlling them. You know what I'm saying? Which is different because people feel like, if I don't control you, how are you my girl?
Right.
If I don't own you, how are you my man?
It's implied in the way you refer to someone. That's my.
Yeah, exactly.
this,
And this
my that.
idea, and the truth is, if a person can do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it, they're really not yours.
Right. Hey, Mark. So to go back real quick, I know we segue because we definitely want to get your book in.
Yeah.
Like that, right? So Jacqueline,
She on it.
She on it.
Mhm.
She said she found the scripture in Exodus 21:11.
Okay.
And she said she asked Alexa.
Okay.
So
And you believe Alexa?
I don't know where.
Okay.
I don't know where the show
What
went.
the scripture say?
But
What did the scripture say?
Jackie,
Somebody got a Bible app real
say
quick?
Can you put in the comments what the scripture actually said?
Yeah.
Because we
Copy and
need
paste
to know about
That's
that.
interesting. Yeah.
We need to know about that one. Somebody else had some.
Well, see,
Charmaine said, you know a little something.
Okay.
That's one of y'all homegirls, Charmaine.
Well, see,
Charmaine Jones, she said, you know a little something.
Okay.
What she say the scripture was again?
21:11, Exodus.
I wanna acknowledge you for something though, because whether people know or not, I don't really do too much with religions of any kind. But I wanna acknowledge you for something, because one of my biggest criticisms of religion has been, if you do not adapt with the times,
Right.
then you get. I mean, because it's as man, we've had to evolve over the years and so forth. And I don't really hear enough about, okay, what does that mean? What does that look like to say, okay, well, we need to make adjustments, or we need to, adapt to some degree
For sure.
for what's happening, for how we are, for the world, and that sort of thing. So I want to acknowledge you for that.
Yeah, no,
respect.
man. Thank you, bro. Like I mean, I did a big thing about that, man. I did a video years ago, man, where I basically took I took a track music tape player, a
Yeah.
tape cassette, an 8-track. I took an album or a regular album like the Thriller record. I took a cassette tape, and then I took a CD. And then from the CD, I took the Nano iPod,
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah. First one
the
came out.
iPod, and then I took an Apple Music card, right? And I put them all on the table just to show you, like, basically, the point is still the point. You getting music, but how you get that music is changing.
It's changed over the years. Yeah.
The 8-track, the album, the cassette, the CD, the iPod, now it's streaming. You're still getting the music, but it's how you getting it. Nobody carrying records in their car no more. Nobody carrying cassette tapes in the box under the seat no more. Nobody carrying CDs in the package
Hold on, don't judge me.
over the visor. so the idea and my point to laying that out was that everything is evolving. Medicine, construction, war, everything has got updated tools and techniques, except for religion, except for spirituality. It's like we still trying to do stuff back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's 2023? Like,
You gotta switch up.
I mean, it's like, so it's, at a certain level, you got to just stop arguing with it and just let
But hold on.
that crew go. You know what I'm saying?
Let it happen, man.
Hold on, Pat. Okay, I gotta ask this, right? So I understand you say you need to evolve, with the times, things like that, right?
Mm.
But if the Bible was set in stone, right?
Mhm.
This is how it should work. This is how it should be if everyone played, or the Quran. This is how it should be, right? If everyone followed the Bible or the Quran in its entirety, how it's supposed to be, the world would be a better place, right? Right?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Okay. Okay.
Because
Let me ask you
you have
this.
so many
But-
different interpretations of what
Yeah.
you think it means.
Yeah, that's the problem with it. It's so many interpretations, it's generational interpretations, and then it's just split interpretations about differences on what this means or what it means or how it should be applied, right?
And then that's not what God wants. God, he wants you to have a choice. He wants you to serve him as a choice. He don't want
No, but what I'm saying is you have you have a vessel. You got the Quran, if you
Mhm.
Muslim, and you have the Bible, right?
Right. Yes.
What I'm saying is, I can read it and get an interpretation, right? We understand that, right? But the actual verbiage, the actual lesson or whatever it is, it shouldn't change.
Okay. So
Right.
it don't
It's-
change.
That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't change.
It don't change,
So-
but the events from it change. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that, yeah, everything changes in the in time. It's how you address it. Like, for instance, that Jesus wept. You know what I'm saying? He wept then, but
Right.
now what we doing? But times have changed. You know what I'm saying? Like we say, for instance, John 3:16, God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Yeah,
Right.
he did it, right? But he gave it for our sins right now, right?
Right.
But now he did it so we can have a choice. You see what I'm saying? So everybody's not gonna
Yeah, no, but I mean, when he talking about the actual verbiage not changing and it being set in stone, see, that's kind of the problem too. You got to understand, man. Those ancient books, man, had some pretty barbaric ways of dealing with sin and failure. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why, even in countries today, you could get your hand cut off for stealing, right?
right.
Like and the Bible talks about, if you being executed if you disrespect your parents.
We be some dead
It's
motherfuckers.
it talks about not mixing fabrics.
Yeah.
So if you took it literally to the T,
See,
it don't even make sense that you could actually live civilly the way we live right now today. There's no way.
You can't eat shrimp.
The most committed,
But let me ask you
dedicated
though,
Christian is still.
But let me ask you though.
You can't
But-
say in the Bible.
But what I'm saying is, hundreds of years ago or whatever, when the Bible came out,
Wait, hundreds? What?
I mean, hundreds, thousands. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just a
thousands.
thousand years ago.
Okay,
right?
BC.
BC. Religion period, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
mhm.
When the Bible or the Quran came out, right?
Mhm.
And I understand it was for that time,
Yep.
right?
And there's been a lot of interpretations and misinterpretations.
It's been a lot of it, right? But what I'm saying is, and going back when you say, you disrespect your parents, you do this, you get crucified or whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? Why did it change?
What you mean? You mean why are we no longer doing that?
Yeah, why did it change?
Well, I tell-
mean, because I feel like that, and it's just me. I feel like once we decided that we're going to do our own thing beside what is said here, that's when
Why was this matter anymore, right?
right.
Yeah, exactly. Because once we reinterpret it, Rick, because I know Christians talk about how the Old Testament gets trumped by the New Testament.
Right.
And so now it's grace and it's not law no more. And I was like, I mean, that's a psychological way of maybe understanding it to a degree. But again, it still presents other issues and conflicts over and over and over again that people really can't come to any real agreement on. And that's because at the end of the day, man, you know, men were used to write these books, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So
Thank you.
when I deal with spirituality with people and I'm like, I'm dealing with a young lady who's she's up at Townsend College. She's like in her junior year. And she called me and she was like, Pastor, I need your help because I woke up and I don't feel like I should be doing none of the stuff I've been doing in my life. You know, she's been partying. She's beautiful. You know, she getting into the clubs for free. She hanging out and all the girls around her talking about guys, but she wants to walk another path. So we started a process where I'm personally like giving her intensive care now, like as far as coaching her and helping her build that, because her mindset was, let me cut everybody off and I'm going to be a spiritual Christian girl. And I'm like, you can't be like that because you're not going to be able to sustain that. You're just going to be mad at God because you're going to be like, I'm trying to do it God's way, but it don't really work. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be a balance. It's like, again, we end up arguing over so many scriptures and things about, you know, whose name to baptize in. Christians can't even agree on that.
Right.
They can't even agree on whether to baptize in Jesus' name or Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. They argue over little stuff like this. And I'm saying, so these are men who wrote this. They wrote an inspired book that is very helpful. But again, I try to tell everybody, man, you got to walk by the Spirit that lives in you. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I appreciate you saying
Hey,
that.
Janelle.
And it's like one of the things that you shared with me a while ago was that these religious books were more code than anything, not necessarily to be always taken literal.
Definitely not literal,
You know what
right?
I'm saying? And people miss that. So then people say, okay, well, I'm gonna take this piece of it and I'm gonna take this literal. And I'm gonna take that piece and I'm gonna have some grace with that. That's what, you know, we'll take that figurative right there. So people pick and choose
Sure.
what they want to do, and then you get all this confusion, you know. And then let's talk about the fact that was Jesus speaking English? So
No, exactly right.
So if it was Aramaic or whatever it was, so then you got that translation, and then you got another language, and then you got some other people who come along and say, oh yeah, we're gonna put our little spin on it.
I mean, this
And
is happening while the exactly. It's a big gumbo now, right? Because it's like, you know,
I'm quiet. I miss Bible study.
even language was being developed through this whole process, right? Like you said, you talk about Jesus, what language he spoke. Like his name wasn't even Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Jesus?
What was his name?
His name,
I'm gonna pretend he didn't say Jesus.
no,
Go
no.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was Yahshua.
Oh,
Joshua.
Yahshua, yeah.
That's his married name.
That was his. That's how you pronounce his name. So I'm saying before 1500s, the letter J wasn't in the alphabet. Didn't even exist
Preach
before the 1500s. I'm saying these are little things that are just facts, right?
Yeah.
So when you like in a modern day Christian church and you like, you know, it's okay that we use Jesus because we know what we're speaking of, right? But the idea that you could make it so legalistic that Jesus is more powerful than Yahshua, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't really make that case.
Jesus just rolled off your tongue better.
Jesus is better, exactly.
Thank you, Yahshua.
Exactly. See,
I don't-
if you spoke like that, you
You
was
can't say that. Like, you say Jesus, you can't say
yes, you
Joshua.
can. Yes, you can. You can say Yahshua. Yeah.
Joshua.
It don't feel good because you wasn't raised like
I'm about to
that.
say that. Yeah. I'm about to say that. If he was raised that way,
It's
it
wild.
would flow the same way. Y'all crazy.
But I love that they said
Y'all
that
crazy,
because
man.
that is the heart of a lot of people, right? It's like whatever you're accustomed to, you feel like that's right because that's what I was taught. You know what I'm saying?
And just like we drive our cars on the left side
And we
here, and then you go to Europe or UK, you on the other side.
And we think something's wrong with them, right?
Well,
They are
yeah.
retarded.
And there's nothing wrong with them. And even the delicatessens that different countries eat. People eat certain things in countries that we would never eat.
I feel like left-handed is slow.
Right. See, something's wrong with it.
There's
Right.
something wrong with you if you're left-handed.
If you're left-handed.
What's wrong with you? Go ahead. Go ahead.
And so people will always feel like that. I think that you just got to be careful and understand the world is so much bigger. I think once you start embracing mentally that you can drive on different sides of the streets, that all of our rules and laws are arbitrary and made up by men, and that you know what you call a mess, somebody else calls a miracle or whatever. That then you start really understanding how to see God, because now you realize God is in the left hand, the right hand. It's like, and he ain't even a he or a she. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so exactly. So that's the thing. You know, it's growth. You know.
Let's get in with Natasha.
Let's see what the audience saying.
What, Tariq? Stuff with Tariq?
Oh no, okay, no, I'll address her.
No means no.
I wanted to give what Kevin was saying something about religion.
Religion should not change according to the times. The same basic principles are always applicable. As it relates to relationships, I refuse to conform to today's so-called ways of dating relationships. A lot of the mentality comes from reality shows, and that's not my reality. That stuff is destructive to families and relationships.
Okay, so real quick to that, and that is, everybody has to be careful not to take a slice of a group and label the whole group with what the slice is doing. If that makes sense. That was a clumsy way for me to say it.
No,
but,
it makes perfect sense.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take a small segment of a group and see what they're doing and then label the whole group. You know what I'm saying? It's like if we go on a big bus trip and it's two buses, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like 50 kids on each bus, 100 kids. Right. If 10 kids go rob a store and set a fire and whatnot, for them to say that the other 90 kids who was just on the trip should be penalized the same way and treated with disrespect, and their ideas should be invalidated and all that, it's kind of crazy, right? Yeah. And so, like, I think even this is going to be an extreme example, but the LGBT community, there's a slice of them that are going way extreme overboard, that now people are thinking the whole community feel that way, and they don't. It's a small slice. And the same thing with Democrats and Republicans. It's a small slice that feel these extremes, but the whole party gets labeled with what a few people are doing over here. And it's like, it's not representative of everybody. So it's like, I think you gotta be careful of that. Yep. So back to his point, I said all that to get back to him about relationships. Adapting to new relationship practices should be something you should, brother, consider, and definitely update and get in step with modern culture. Don't go with the friends. Don't think the friends of what people are doing in the reality stuff is representing everybody in modern culture. There are people out here. There's a man out here taking care of 3 women, and all of them are loved, all of them are cared for, all of them are supported, and nobody's lying to nobody. It's not dirty. It ain't trashy. That's happening in real life. That might be a model for you. Maybe it's not.
Or it's a woman that's got 2 guys.
And it's a woman who's doing it. And that's what I'm saying. So whatever it is, you just can't take the trash slice and label the whole.
Yeah. Now you bit.
Yeah, we talked about that the other night, man.
Man, I think we man. You no, I mean we got like about 5 minutes. We go. Yeah, get in.
Okay, we got 5 minutes. I'll just catch my breath real quick because I had some things to say, but I didn't forget some of them. But no, so I think we've had a pretty rich conversation around. We've gone and covered quite a few things. I want to know real quick, because y'all have done a lot of podcasts, and when it comes to the relationships, what's the one thing that really sets people off?
Truth. When you tell the truth.
When you don't sugarcoat.
When you don't sugarcoat.
No, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it because I don't understand why people get so confused, because he's just giving you a new way to look at it versus people stuck in their old way.
Right? Yeah. And I give you an option if you want to try something else.
And nobody
if you
you have to do it. If it works for you, it works for you.
That's what we say.
It's an option.
And that's the problem you have.
Yeah.
Because people
but people don't actually like to hear. Like you said, if they changed the rule and started making steering wheels on the other side of cars in America, people be like, I don't like this. It's the same way when literally people who had iPhones that used to have the button at the bottom.
Yeah, the home button. Yeah.
Some people did not want to leave their button. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They was upset about that because people just don't like to have to upgrade or change. You know what I'm saying? And so when people have to hear stuff, particularly when it's sensitive with spirituality, relationships, and they have to hear stuff that challenges them, they feel like you're irritating me inside because I'm having to do this work they don't really want to do.
But they
So-
come back and they realize Kevin Samuels, for one reason, bless his soul, rest in peace. But he's
A lot of people are realizing
he used to give you the straight truth, and then you be like, I hate him
because of how it felt.
But then you sit and thought, but I could stand to lose 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But you mad because he said it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's what we give every Tuesday night on our show at the open bar.
Yeah. And that's what we want y'all to tap into them guys, y'all. Every Tuesday night,
Yeah,
open bar.
Yep.
Look them up there on Facebook, YouTube,
IG.
look 'em up on IG,
Yep, he was
open
on.
bar. Every Tuesday at 9:00. And again, our brother Pastor Daryl has his book out entitled Love Rework. It's on Amazon, and I'm sure it's flying off the.
Yep.
I'm sure it's flying off the shelf right now because I'm about to put it in my bag, my cart on the way home so I can purchase it.
Yeah, next time we're gonna be like, so you said on page 6. That if
And Jackie,
Actually, I'll come
we're
back
not gonna
to
be asking Alexa for scriptures,
right.
things like that. But yeah, once again, we want
She
to thank
went
you,
to
gentlemen.
Alexa
She went to Alexa for scripture.
Yeah, that's good though, man.
We
Because
thank you guys for having us, yo. You guys got a wonderful spot.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
yeah, man, thanks for the show, man. Yeah.
We always appreciate the listeners. Definitely want to give a shout out to Robert Roger Studio guys here at 2904 Minnesota Avenue, Southeast.
In the hood.
In the hood, but
Yeah.
inside is warm. Very welcome. If you guys want to start up your podcast or have some ideas that you guys want to do, inboxes, we can definitely get you in contact with the engineer here. He'd love to have you. Again, it's a very family-oriented situation that we have here. But, fellas, we really, really, really appreciate you guys for coming
Thanks
through.
for having us.
Taking the time out. I know you guys just got off y'all podcast yesterday and
Yeah.
come right back and do it again.
This is
It's a
what we
pleasure,
love
man.
to do, man. We probably when y'all get the book, especially if your listeners get the book,
Yeah.
bring Pastor back.
We definitely got to. We got to have y'all back again and
Yeah.
Pastor. And
Yeah,
when
yeah,
the new
yeah.
book come out, Pastor, you got to come back and we got to talk about the new book also.
Sure, y'all gonna come on, hang out with us too when we do our live.
Oh, y'all will have us?
Yeah. Come on, hang out.
Okay.
Sit back, man, get a drink with us,
We
man.
drink at ours.
Hey, y'all drink? Oh,
Yeah.
man, we do mocktails.
Me
You know what I'm
too.
saying? We drink a little mocktail. Hey, a bartender, you can do a mocktail for us, right?
We
My
set it up. We
My
set it up
man.
real nice.
Oh, man, yeah. But again, y'all, we appreciate you all for joining in every Wednesday. Appreciate you guys for the day.
Yeah, thanks for all of these helpful and thoughtful comments too. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm glad nobody, had anything. No means no,
And we do a little
Comments.
MVP on our show. Shout out to Jackie, MVP
Yeah,
tonight.
see, there we
Yeah.
go.
Jackie definitely got MVP tonight. Follow up by Kevin. Kevin got runner up. Kevin came in there with his thing, man,
Yeah,
and Jalinda also. But everybody on the show is MVPs to us, man, because we appreciate you all taking your time out. So until next Wednesday, as always, we want y'all to have a blessed week. We appreciate you joining in. Bob, take us out.
And as always, bye bye.
Peace, guys.
Peace.